Hi, it's Roger King. I want to say thanks so much for joining me back here on the Real Estate Investing Evolution. I am excited to share today's YouTube message with you. And it's going to be something that I've rarely spoken about on this channel. And I think that I hope you enjoy it. Let me know. So if you would, please hit subscribe. I think that far too often I get focused on the various protective devices that I've needed to put into place for my real estate investments. But some people have suggested, and I think they're absolutely correct, that I also need to help people understand what value real estate investing can have in positively changing all aspects of your world. If I wasn't a real estate investor, it's unlikely that I could have become a platinum partner with Tony Robbins. I would not have been able to travel the world to places like Kenya or India, Dubai, Mexico, Australia, or Fiji, or even move down here to Puerto Rico. It's completely because of my real estate investing career that I've been able to do each and every one of these things and so much more. And I want to remind everyone that while it has not been easy by any stretch of the imagination, it has been worth it. Just because you're struggling maybe to get your first investment property, or you're an investment property now and you're running into problems, it's still worth it. Don't let the emotional moment you may be in the middle of deter you from the freedom that being a real estate investor can actually give you. In fact, it may be the very vehicle that propels you into meeting people who inspire you, people who guide you, people that lovingly push you. These are all the people that I've encountered. I've fallen in love with people, developed deep bonds with people. Again, it's all because I've chosen to become a real estate investor. True, I could have continued to be a professional musician, a profession I thought that I would do full time forever. But for any number of reasons, I wasn't making a career path that was continually exciting or fresh to me. So I made some difficult choices to focus the majority of my time investing in real estate, a decision I've grown to love more and more each year. Whatever stage you're at as a real estate investor, whether you've decided to buy a house and haven't started yet, or maybe you even have a $50 million portfolio, you need to love what you do. For the investor that's new, it could be learning all of the new information. It could be the variety of people you're about to meet, or the exhilaration that you're going to get when you sign the various documents for the first time. For the seasoned investor, it may be the knowledge that you're building a legacy that you can pass on to your favorite people and charities, the confidence you get in replicating success over and over again, the process of whichever real estate sector you're focused on. I suspect it also has something to do, in large part, with relishing the lifestyle you've crafted. Yesterday I was having tough discussions with some contractors and suppliers about a front door installation on a house I'm building in California. I was promised that the door was going to be installed by the end of the day yesterday. And around 7 p.m., I was told it was not, in fact, going to be installed. There was a missing part. I was calling out people on their inability to honor their agreements. And at the same time, I'm standing in the grass outside behind my back patio, staring at the sunset on the Atlantic Ocean here in Puerto Rico, over 3,000 miles away from that house. In the past, I would get completely frustrated when something like this would happen. But because of real estate investing, the upside for me now is that I get to have these discussions, as tense as they may be at various times. I get to have them from 20 feet away from the ocean. To me, this has been an extraordinary change of perspective, one that I wake up each day even more grateful for than the day before. And I ponder often, if I were a professional musician focused on working in a small town, or as a touring musician like many of my friends, how different my world would be. Would I be happier? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I'll be the first to admit, being an active full-time real estate investor is not for everyone. It takes faith in one's ability, kind of an odd blend of humility and confidence to help you understand that you may not know everything, but you may know enough to get you to the next step, wherever that may be. It also takes deep desire to learn. Learning things doesn't necessarily always seem fun until maybe 10 years into it, and you realize you do love it. For me, after going through a couple of legal challenges a few years ago, I discovered how much I thoroughly love reading various legal documents such as contracts and trusts, motions for summary judgment, all sorts of legal things. I get excited to understand how attorneys see the world, and I love talking to them about that stuff. As a full-time musician, I would have never known that about myself. I've also gotten to meet some extraordinary people on this journey. Again, people I never would have met. A couple of people who I hired as lawyers to become dear friends, people who have become mentors and trusted advisors, or even watching some friends make successful property decisions based on our conversations. All of this is to say, yes, you can do this too, but just know it's going to be different than what I've done. You're going to forge your own path and create the life you want. And to be completely honest, this will change you. This will force you to see the parts of yourself that you may not know about consciously, or you may be even reluctant to actually acknowledge these personality traits, as we'll call them. But you'll grow beyond who you are today. And this growth may change how you see the world. It has for me. And here's the biggest thing I've learned about 30-year-old Raj. Not everyone is nice, honorable, or even wanting to be. There are people that today you may call a dear friend, a friend who is more like a sister or a brother, perhaps. You're going to get into business with them, and they do something that seems so completely unexpected that it actually dissolves your friendship. Trust might erode over time. It happened to me, and it may happen to you. So be prepared to grow beyond who you are today in regards to your relationships as well. But, this can also be an exciting new frontier. You're also going to learn what you're made of, how you take the wins versus the losses, the fun versus the hard, the clarity versus the confusion. All of this can make you a better person and real estate investor if you choose for it to. You're being presented with countless opportunities to grow, and it's up to you if you do. So many people in the self-development world say to their listeners that, there's a meaning for whatever you're going through. Well, I honestly think that this is only 20% true. The remaining 80% is this. We choose the meaning that we can use in each situation. So if someone isn't honoring their agreement, it's up to you to determine what it means. And that meaning is not set in stone. You can change the meaning if you find another more empowering meaning. And if you'll allow me to deviate a little further into my woo-woo side, you truly need to believe that you can do this. You need to see it, to feel it, to touch it before it ever arrives. You need to accept it's a part of you, your world, your life, and be able to relax into this state of knowing acceptance. Why would I say this? Well, my experience has shown that this to be nothing but the actual facts of the way things are. For instance, there were times I didn't even know how I was going to close escrow on a property. And investors' funding didn't arrive, and yet somehow, miraculously, I still closed. Or when I needed to make monthly investor payments and some of my loans weren't getting paid to me on time. Talk about stress. But after about 100 of these soul-crushing experiences, I learned that somehow I still made it happen. And I didn't get it until I did. I took the steps that needed to be taken, which I learned that I always do. I didn't bury my head in the sand like some people I know. But I also, more importantly, realized that stress was not a helpful tool. I just don't need it anymore. I can rely on me and what I bring to the world. And this is the foundation of our success, belief in oneself. So for you, remember, you may not actually need the stress in order to make your dreams come true. You could do all I have and way more without the unnecessary burden of fear. I choose belief now, and so can you. And I'll share this as well. 99% of the questions you have about real estate investing, immediate answers, these are available to you. So you can just start believing too. So without all of the other self-imposed hangups we put on ourselves. No matter where you're starting, no matter where you've been or what your situation is, there's a great path for you if you choose to accept. I'm here with you, perhaps from afar, but on the same journey. My sincerest hope is that you determine what you seek from your life as a real estate investor. This pursuit must be infused with personal growth and an unwavering desire to learn, both theoretically and experientially. Reading books, tuning into podcasts, or engaging with YouTubers is essential, but to be truly an active investor, you need to take action, often daily action, or at the least consistently over the years. Becoming a real estate investor isn't merely a career. It's a lifestyle defined by continuous and resilient action. So I hope this has helped in some small way to remind you that not everything we focus on needs to be protective. And with that, I thank you so much for listening, engaging, and in the next couple of days, I've got some other questions I've promised before that people have been asking me, reaching out to me, and peppering me with. I'm going to answer a few of these questions right here on this channel. So thank you again for following. Please hit subscribe. And if you want to leave some comments, I will happily answer everything I can. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk with you soon.